Good afternoon. It is now Tuesday afternoon. I'm down in the allotment, heading over to Grandad Dave's. I've got my fork in hand and I'm going to give him a hand with digging the rest of his potatoes up, and then I'm going to do a quick reveal for mine as well. So I'm going to set these up, we'll get this done and head back into mine. Well, there you go, there's 3 rows of potatoes. Grandad's done the hard work with the rest of them, as you see below me, for the amount of potatoes that was in this space here. Just give them a quick rinse over. I wouldn't even hazard a guess as to what the weight is, but I see there's some nice big potatoes on there, and they'll do. We'll put them in paper bags, and that'll store well. I normally just leave the dirt on, but Grandad takes them off, but this is what it is. Don't know what the variety is. Basically what he did was he grew these a couple of years ago, and each year the ones that he doesn't use he puts back in again, and this is the outcome for this year as well. So all I've done, just a bit of tidying up to do, and I'm going to go and make a start on mine as well. Right, back in my garden, I want to get this row fully dug over, get all the potatoes out and see what I've got left in here. So let's get it done. Dave, I think we're getting them just in time. The variety here is Charlotte, and I think I put 36 potatoes in altogether. And I tell you what, once I clean them up, there's some nice ones there, some beauties there. So I'll get them a clean up and we'll get them ready for storing. Now, as you can see here, this bed is absolutely sodden, full of water. It's clarty, it's nasty. It's not great for digging potatoes up. I've got a bed that's ready down the bottom of there, with Charlotte in as well. We're just going to take the top off to see what it's like underneath, and if it's all right, we're just going to quickly dig them through as well. So this ground is dry enough. It's just the surface ones as well. Potatoes aren't really that big, but they're Charlotte potatoes. I say they're second earlies, I do believe, which I put in later on. So I want to quickly get this done as well. Well, considering I wasn't going to be putting any potatoes in this year, I got the Charlotte potatoes free of charge. I filled in the rest of the gaps with Grandad's potatoes. Some of them have got the red covers on. The rest of them are all Charlotte. I don't think that's too bad for 4 rows of potatoes. Plenty to go there. I've still got 2 rows to the right of me here, and I've still got a few more rows up there as well. In fact, no, I don't. Yes, I do. I've got another row up there, and I've got another row down here. So, hey, can't go wrong with that at all. I'm pleased with that. But that's a good couple of hours work done. I'm going to take these next door, give them a thorough clean, and then I'm going to go home for my tea. So I'm going to be back down here tomorrow morning to crack on and get a few more bits done. Basically over the next couple of weeks, what's going to happen is I'm going to start lifting things as if the show was going to be going ahead. So the likes of potatoes, runner beans, the marrow. I'm going to lift the marrow. I'm going to lift the tomato next week as well, and also get the rest of the onions tied up. Now I said I was going to show you this week, last week, me tying up the onions. I didn't get a chance to do that, so I will see this on the rest of the video as well. So yeah, fantastic, good potato harvest. Hello everybody, happy Wednesday. I'm down at the plot today, this morning even, so I think I've got about 45 minutes in total. I've been over to Grandad Dave's, I need to get some apples, which I've managed to get a canny bag full there, some nice apples there, because little Kyle will need some. So I've got a couple of different varieties there. And I've also getting this one as well. I'm going to give that one a try because it's a different kind. So I'm going to see what that's like. But the other little ones, they're lovely and sweet, absolutely beautiful. I've just plugged in my power bank for my Wi-Fi. And that's that sorted out. Now I'm just going to have a quick look around to see what quick tasks I can get on with just while I'm down here this morning before I start work. The lower greenhouse, as you can see, I've got some DKN chilies on the go here. I'm going to now harvest them because they're ready to be harvested. I've got some great, some nice red fruits on here, nice big red fruits, and then we'll get them sorted for storing. I've had a tomato thief in the bottom here. Looks like somebody's been in the bottom and taken the tomatoes from me, plum tomato there, which, Grandad Dave, I'll be having words. Anyhow, let's have a look at these grapes. It's been a 3-year wait for a bunch of grapes off here. So what I'm going to do is there's a bunch that's ready at the back there at the top. I'm going to take them ones down and I'm going to take them home. I'll share them with Grandad as well as before I leave. So let's get them ones off. Well, there we go. I mean, like I say, 3-year labour love. Is the ones that I got off Grandad. They were supposed to be green. They've turned into red ones. And I know they taste nice as well. Pips. Oh, that's nice that. I do like the red grape. Right, let me show you the chilies now as well. So there we have. I mean, there's a fair few in here, as you can see. Oh, you can't see. As you can see, there's some lovely red DKN chilies. I'll be taking them home and I'll be stringing them up like I did with the ones I did just over a year ago, because they dry out lovely and you can use them in a lot of things for way of storing them. You can actually leave them on the plant and they will dry off naturally on the plant as well. But I say I like to string them up because they look nice hanging around as well. Right, so what time we've got? Let's have a quick look. 25 past. I'm off to have to shoot off basically. So I say it'll be quick tomorrow morning, quick on next morning. I'll get as much content as I can for this week and see if I can get as much as I can done as well, because I'm at work for the next 5 days, including Saturday and Sunday. Unfortunately, there is a show this coming weekend on my own doorstep. It's a World Leek Championships, and by the looks of things with what's happening with the government, it's going to be the last time that people can gather in large groups, so more than 6 people. So it looks like potentially other shows may not be on after this weekend, but we'll have to wait and see what happens. But unfortunately I'm not going to be able to make it because I've got work and I'm working late. Anyhow, I'll see you over the next few moments. Hello, it's still Wednesday. I'm on my dinner at work basically, and I've just getting a parcel through the door. I need some more heavy onion seed, and I seen John Peace had getting some. John Peace won the Crown Letting show with I think it was 13.5, 14 pounder. So I asked them to send us some over. I paid for them anyways, and they've arrived this morning. So I want to set a couple away now, because basically it's 4 weeks before I start my main ones for the Crown Letting show itself. So I want to set a couple away now so that I have some options available for next year, because the Crown Letting show is on the 15th of August, I do believe. So what I'm going to do now, I've got my tray, I've got my compost, I've got my seed. I'm going to get these put under the lights and get them started off. So that's them done. Where I'm going to put these, I'm going to pop these on top of this light up here, just using the heat from the light just to start them seeds off. So that's what I'll be doing with them. I'll give them a little drizzle, not too much water because I don't want the water to fall through, because water, electricity, dangerous. So what I'm going to do actually, I'm going to give these a little drink first, and then what I'll do is I'll put them up there later on once they've obviously there's a bit of moist compost. So setting away heavy onions for 2021. Good morning, it's Thursday morning now. As you can see, it's 9:15. I've got a couple of hours before I start work again. I'm going to start tidying up in here. I've got obviously canes to take out and other things like that as well. These barrels, I need to find the homes for the compost. To be honest, they'll just be getting lifted and taken outside. I've got a bit of a problem in here, and to be honest, I was expecting it.
Put on about a year ago, and I wasn't expecting it to last, but I needed a new roof on because the polycarbonate that was on before was ruined. So unfortunately, like I say, with the winds and things, this plastic has not lasted, just the way it's been put on. It's taped down there, but as you can see, it's flapping there, been ripped there, it's flapping there as well, and it's flapping in that front corner there as well. So I have to think about getting a new cover to put over the top of here as well, and it's going to have to be a proper cover, because this stuff isn't proper plastic for polytunnel, so to speak. And I want to put another one on because it's just easy to do, so that's what I'll be sorting out as well next. No, not today, but it needs to be done before the beginning of the next growing season. I'm tidying up here. I've just come across something which I've not come across before, and it's pretty obvious what it is. Now, it doesn't help with growing leeks and onions, and it's a pest basically, and it's quite visible to see on this plant, and this plant. So let me just zoom in and show you. Now, as you can see there, the leaves on this marigold all over the shop, they're not nice and green and healthy, and what you can actually see is, like a spider web casing. Now, I believe this to be red spider mite, which is a nightmare for growing. So what I need to do is I need to get this taken out of here. I need to get this disposed of immediately. And basically I want this burned. I don't want any red spider mite at all, so I'll have to treat in here as well, just for the red spider mite. I don't know if I'll have to do it now, or if I'll have to do it obviously all the way through for growing the onions next year, but I need to get that under control as well. So there's a new threat for me growing. Another threat as well has been caterpillars. As you can see with my kohlrabi here. Now, they're getting in by the front door, the butterflies. Grandad's already owned up to it, because he opens the door to let the air in. But really, we don't even need that door open, because it's got mesh on the front to stop anything from coming in. Same with everything on the side as well, so there's no way for anything to get in. Well, there is now with the holes in the roof, but you know what I mean. And a couple of days I was away, and this obviously this was the outcome. Caterpillars all over, absolute nightmare. But look at that, there's a caterpillar there, cocoon. But it's absolutely devastated. What I'll be doing is next week I'll be taking all this off, chopping it all off, all the leaves and everything. There's another one there, look. And then I'll be giving this away. It's the biggest kohlrabi I've ever grown. In any case, I don't think I'm going to show myself up with it. It's taken about, say, about 40 minutes, half an hour to 40 minutes, just to get this all sorted out. So I've picked up all the stuff off the floor. I've cleared I've cleared everything up, basically, that red spider mite and things as well. The only thing that's left to come out of here is the kohlrabi next week. I've just got I put that tomato in this bucket here, and it's taken, so I'm just going to leave it in the back corner there. I've just popped it into that bucket at the back. There's no point in lifting them out and moving them outside somewhere else, so I might as well leave them there until I clean this out fully, which will be as soon as these chilies are finished as well. These chilies are doing all right, actually. The long chilies, you can see, the long chilies. I did a couple of measurements on some of them. This one's 27, 28 centimeters. But like I say, there is some nice long ones there, so there'll be some good seed to keep a hold of for the years to come, which is fantastic. I've got a couple of little ones there that's starting to ripen off, so we'll be able to get them early. But other than that, yeah, they're growing fine in them buckets as well. But yeah, everything else in here now is tidied, fantastic. All the compost I'll be putting into 30-litre tubs when I get some more, and using them for potatoes next year. But yeah, pleased with that half an hour stint. Let's go and see what else I can do before I head home. Got about half an hour, sorry, should I say. I'm going to get this section tidied up and sorted out, because nothing else is growing in there at this moment in time. Time to get all pulled out and all tidied up.
go, a little bit more done. That's taking us to 15 minutes before I need to leave, so I'm going to go home now and have a cup of coffee before I start work. So little and often does a trick. Bit of exercise this morning as well, doesn't go amiss. Right, I'll catch you tomorrow morning. Good morning, it's now Friday morning, should I say. Just a few jobs to be done at home today before I start work. I'm going to pull the potatoes out of the beds that are behind me here. So these beds here are going to be emptied. Leslie's going to give us a hand. So let's get these pulled out and see what we've done. Now I do have 3 beds here. These are the first 3 beds that I started off with at home. I just left some sunflowers to grow because these were just heads that were just put on the ground. I just left them to go. I'm going to pull them out. When the virus hit and the pandemic started, because I originally was going to pull all of these out because I'm going to change the way the back garden is. I put potatoes in that bed and that bed, so that's what we're going to pull out today and get it tidied up. I do have plans to relocate the 2 greenhouses that are side by side to this side here, so that they're back to back along this section here, but that'll be done when I get a chance, basically. Obviously need to get everything tidied up and sorted first. Just before I do dig these out, let me show you Kyle's giant cabbage. Bless him, he's going to be a bit upset, but due to neglect on his side, I told him I wasn't looking after it, he's ended up losing the giant cabbage to the wild, basically. So that's, I'm going to give him one that's down at the allotment, and I can tell him that he grew that one instead. Right, let's get this tidied up. So that's the potatoes out of this bed alone. Now I did pick up 4 plants earlier on in the season, just a few weeks ago. So I mean, considering the size of the potatoes were like that when we put them in, this was just a chance thing to do. Look at the crop that we're getting. Look at the size of the potatoes. Absolutely fantastic. I've better potatoes here in the back garden, lovely and clean as well, than I've had down the allotment. So that's these ones out of here. Now these ones next in the bed next door here, I'm not expecting them to be as good as them, solely because the sunflowers are in that bed and the sunflowers take up a lot of feed. So we're going to now take the sunflowers out and see what potatoes we get out of there as well. I mean, that's just surprised the hell out of me, especially with some of the size of the ones. This one specifically was sitting under the tallest sunflower, the biggest one. It was sitting underneath the roots. So I mean, two full trays of potatoes, they should last a little while. Just goes to show, put them in and see what happens. The soil from these beds will be used inside the greenhouses when I move them over, because I'll be putting 2 of these beds in the greenhouse itself. I'll do the measurements and stuff like that, but it should be able to fit. Yeah, great potato harvest. Them ones, these ones as well, and I only forked 1 potato. So there, back garden potato harvest for 2020. Hello and good evening from the plot. I've just done a live video there on YouTube about lifting the heavy onions. I've come down because I've made a decision basically. There is a leek and a heavy onion show in my front door tomorrow on Saturday, and I wasn't going to enter anything in, but with the new changes coming into effect on Monday, and I might as well take it. I might as well put it in. I've taken an hour and a half off on Sunday to be able to see the lads at the show as well. So like I say, I might as well do it. If you've got it, put it in. It's not going to win. I don't care if it comes last. You've got to be in it to come anywhere, basically. So I have lifted the last 2 heavy onions. I'm going to show you them now. I'll tell you what the weights were as well. So the first one I lifted was the pip
which was basically rotten. It's here. That's it there. It's a fugly thing. It's not the biggest I've grown, but I think it's the 23. I think it's the third biggest onion I've ever grown. Like I say, you've got to start. You've got to walk before you can run. This one weighed in at 7.2 pounds, I think it was. So 7.2 pound. No, 7.5. 7.5 pound. So it's a pound off my biggest. Biggest is 8.5 pounds. Now that one that I had was 8.5 pounds. I've got the biggest one here that I've grown. This was measuring around 24 inches wide, long. Yeah, I've weighed this as well, and this onion come in at 8.88, so 8.9 pounds. So really close to 9 pounds. If I'd left it for a couple of weeks, probably would have gotten 9 pound, which I'm enthralled about. I'm actually ecstatic with. I wanted to get 7 this year. I've gotten 2 onions, 8.5 pound bigger. Absolutely fantastic. Next year, 10 pounds a target, and I've got good seed, good stock, and I've got the right idea and the right plans to go ahead with it as well. I'll just be growing them in buckets. The buckets again, because I'll not be putting them in the trench, because when I actually lifted them out, and I'll show you in daylight as well, the roots didn't actually go into the trench, so they just stayed in the pot. So there's no point in putting them big pots in the trench. So there we go. It's 9 o'clock, past 9 o'clock. Heavy onions lifted for 2020. That's that done. I'm over the moon, beating my personal best, and that's what it's all about. So I'll be entering this tomorrow morning. I'll be taking it down to the pub, putting it in, and I'll see how things got on Sunday afternoon. So I'll catch you then. Good morning. It's Saturday morning. It's 9 o'clock. I've just popped down to my mate's to give him a hand bringing his onions down as well. So we're just going to drop them off at the sports club, get them booked in. Got them all sitting in the back there. I know that he's got an 11 pounder, which is absolutely fantastic. He's never grown one as big as that before, but we'll see what happens at the show, and we'll see how far they come. I've got one there for Grandad Dave as well. So Grandad Dave is going to get one put in. One of the ones that I had spare as well, so we'll see what happens. But from the weigh-in last night, let's see my scales. We'll see what the proper weights are when I come back. So here you can see the room that the leeks and onions are in, and they're well displayed as well. Lots of leeks on display here. Just want to take it down from, I think it's 16th to 1st here. As you can see, there's some really good leeks here. Now with the Blythe World Leek Championships and Heavy Onion Championships, the requirement is 3 pot leeks, 6-inch button. As you can see here, Peter Holden's got the most uniform stand, which we've got some cracking onions there. Leeks should I say. Moving further down, and here we have 2nd place. Some fantastic looking leeks there. And that single leek there is the best leek in the show. And there's the sizes of them all, and a nice look at the trophies there as well, some bonny trophies there. Moving on to 1st place, and I have to say well done to Kenny Black. You may recognise the name. He's named the Betty Black Leek after his wife. He's won with a cube of 514, and that's one hell of an achievement. Moving on to the heavy onions here. As you can see, there was a lot of people entered. So moving through the onions from last place to 1st. We'll see if we can spot mine. Mine's not quite there yet. I'm pleased to report. There were some good size onions. I wasn't expecting to come anywhere near as far as I did. And as you can see, there's my onion there. 8 pounds and 13 ounces. Personal best for me. Something to move into. Absolutely over the moon. I came 13th in total, which I cannot say is too bad going, considering I wasn't going to enter a few days ago. So moving on, of course, the onions are getting heavier and the onions are getting bigger. There's some targets to go from. And I've got a pal of mine, the lad who I dropped the stuff off for, with, Stephen Kidd. His was just around about there.
And yeah, we're coming into the top 5 here. There's top 4, top 3. There's some absolutely ginormous, huge, and there's first place there. Peter Glazebrook, you may know the name. Absolutely corking onion, really big, long, tall neck. It was massive in person as well, with a final weigh-in of 16 pounds and 5 ounces. Twice the size of what mine was. That is some going that, and this was grown in an air pot as well. There's a Coke can, so you can see the size sort of as well with it. Fantastic stuff. So, hello everybody. I've just been down to the Sports Club in Blythe for where the show's been held. Just went and picked up me onions, and I'm pleased to report, as you've seen before there, came 13th, which is not a bad result. I didn't come last, so happy days for the World Championships. 13th heaviest onion in the world, technically. But no, it was an experience. It was something new. I'd not done that before. I wasn't planning on doing it at the beginning of the week, but I've ended up doing it, and I've getting a good result out of it as well. And on top of that, I ended up making I doubled my money when I put in as well. So it's not all about the money, but still, it's nice to get a little bit as well. So that's good. And like I say, the biggest onion I've ever grown, and it's been a 12-month labour of love. So absolutely fantastic. I'm going to keep a hold of this because it's nice and it's still hard. I'm going to clear it down, clean it off. I'll do that tomorrow when I'm off. So happy days with that. Well, this is the end of this week's video. Like I say, it's a bit of a light one on content wise, but I've getting a fair bit done. Harvesting, also been to the show as well. Also a full week of work as well. Next week is going to be a blast. I'm going to be lifting as if I was going to be going to the Harrogate show. So we've got tomato, we've got carrot, we've got heavy potato, we've got a lot of stuff to lift next week. So I'm quite looking forward to that. So take care, watch what you're doing. I'll see you all next week for the prep for Harrogate, and then the following week will be for Malvern. So take care, see what you're doing, stay safe, and I'll catch you all next week.